watching KMPH Fox 26. And now, the Valley's only primetime newscast. This is the KMPH 10 o'clock news.
At the Exeter Baptist Church, Pastor Mark Unger has delivered many messages to his members over the years, but one of the most powerful messages at the church quite possibly arrived today in the form of a painting of the pastor's fallen son.
2, 3, here we go.
For the Unger family, this photo will capture a moment in time, but it's the painting behind them that includes the portrait of a lifetime.
Daniel was 19 years, 2 months, and 4 days old.
Pastor Mark Unger remembers many details about his son Daniel, not the least of which include their last conversation before the Army specialist died in Iraq in May of 2004.
Dad, remember when I was a kid, you always said if something happened to you, that you'd be in heaven waiting for me? Well, the tables will have turned. If something happens and I don't make it back, Dad, I'm going to be in heaven waiting for you.
Those memories of Daniel were captured on canvas by painter Robert Gillian through the nonprofit foundation Artists Honoring Heroes.
I want to present to the families something that will remind them of the whole life of their son or daughter.
The Ungers say it's all here as an infant sleeping on his father's chest. Daniel, the karate instructor and young preacher. His medals are here, as well as the day more than 2,000 people turned out for his memorial service.
And this portrait tells it all. What a fine young man, Daniel Unger. I'd never had the chance to meet him, however, I feel like I know him.
For the Ungers, nothing will ever replace Daniel, but the portrait will help them see the many gifts that Daniel gave with his life.
And the painter went to great lengths to make the portrait available to the Ungers today. He personally flew all the way from Florida to hand deliver it.
Watching CBS 47 on your side with Catherine Hurd, Paul Leffler on sports, and Matt Ottstadt with True View Weather.
Here in the Valley, an honor for a fallen Valley soldier and his family. Daniel Unger of Exeter was killed by a mortar attack on his base in Iraq 3.5 years ago. He was just 19 years old. Today, an artist who painted a portrait of Daniel's life presented it to his family at their church in Exeter.
In behalf of Americans everywhere, this is portrait.
Daniel Unger's mother had tears in her eyes when she saw her son's life captured on an artist's canvas. A life full of promise ended too quickly.
He was a servant. He loved serving others.
Robert Gilliland is the artist who painted this work. A portrait artist by profession, he was touched by the loss of life in the war in Iraq and wanted to do something about it.
It started about a year ago. It begins with contacting the parents or the family of deceased soldiers that have given their lives to give me freedom. And this is a portrait of Daniel resting on his father's chest.
The portrait depicts different points in Daniel's life, from infancy to his service in the military, a momentum for the family who have sacrificed by losing their son.
I think to be able to really see it and see how special it means to us to see those parts of Daniel's life all in one place, we're really looking forward to seeing that.
The Ungers are still trying to decide where they will hang this portrait. For now, it is just a joy to uncover all the treasures and memories that it holds.
Does anybody recognize anyone else?
This is a gift, not from me. It's not about me. This is a gift from Americans to the families, because we can't do anything for them other than comfort them and say thank you for what you did for us.
This is the first portrait for the Artists Honoring Heroes nonprofit organization. Gilliland hopes to do 100 of these portraits a year. They're done free of charge for the families of fallen servicemen and women.